It's Dave McKenzie with your afternoon drive. We're glad to have you with us this afternoon, and we've been talking about it. We're going to kick off the show today with another edition of our Z100 Radio Roadhouse, and joining us today is Chris Kizzia. How are you, man?
I'm good, and you nailed it.
And I've said it 13 different ways, and I finally had to put, it's Kizzia. You would think it'd be Kizzia, right?
Yeah, or pizza.
Pizza.
Like pizza.
I didn't think about that. Yeah, that would be it.
Kizzia, I've got that.
What's the background on the name?
I wish I knew.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know. My grandpa has lots of stories that he used to tell me, but he made stuff up all the time. So I don't know if I really believe anything that he said.
I could see that. Mine's Scottish, but if I could make it up, it'd have some big background to it.
Yeah, he says that it used to have an R. That it used to have an R on the end of it, so it was Kazar. But whenever his in-laws, his grandparents, when they moved over from Arkansas to Oklahoma, they took the R off because they didn't want it to be as hillbilly.
Because
there you go. Like I said, so he makes stuff up too. So take it for what it is.
Well, man, we are so glad to have you in here.
I'm glad to be here. Thank you.
We've been playing your new song, and man, I'm really liking that.
Well, thank you. We're really proud of it. I was telling you off the air that it kind of fell in our lap a little bit as we were out, and I was out in L.A. recording some vocals for some other material, which is going to be great, by the way. And so I actually might play some of it for you here in a minute. But I was out there recording that, and this song kind of fell in our lap, and my team pitched it to me, and we just ran with it. And it just became the one that's like, this is the one we got to release first.
Now, part of what you said there was you were in L.A. cutting some other stuff. This was your stuff, your new music coming down the line?
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
Yep.
New album? When are you looking at that?
My manager's going to kill me for
top secret.
saying this, but I tend to overpromise a lot of times when we're on air. But I think first quarter next year we'll be able to release a full length album.
So you, before we get into having you playing a couple of numbers here,
yep.
You're Oklahoma boy.
Absolutely, yeah.
Where at?
I'm from. I always say this. If you remember the Merle Haggard song, I'm an Okie from Muskogee. I'm from that area. I was born in Muskogee because that's where the hospital is, but I grew up in a town that's just right across the river called Fort Gibson, Oklahoma, and I grew up there.
See, if you would have said I'm from Muskogee, I would have followed up with, there's a song that talks about that.
Yes.
See, so that's how that game goes. So yeah, and you still live in Oklahoma?
I do. I live in the Tulsa area, a suburb of Tulsa called Broken Arrow.
Oh yeah,
mm-hmm.
yeah. You hear about? Well, I mean, I guess more we hear about it is what, tornadoes, probably.
Yeah. And actually, the northeastern part where we live, we don't get as many tornadoes as kind of the southern central part. And southern parts. I think it's because that's in the northeastern part. It starts getting a little bit more hilly and stuff. I think it kind of breaks up the atmosphere or whatever. Now I'm getting all nerdy about meteorology.
No, it's like a big thing around here right now too. So we've had quite the spring because of that. But let's talk a little bit, and if you want to turn the night on and do that in live, or
I tell you what, I'll let the record for that one speak for itself. But I've got a couple other ones I'd love to.
What do you want
to play for you guys? I've got a couple. The one that I love playing live is actually the one that's going to be released next, pretty soon, either this week or next week. It'll be coming out, and it's a cover of one of my favorite artists. It's a deep cut on one of his albums, Jason Aldean.
Oh yeah.
But my manager was a writer on this song. And he always just loved the song, and he wanted to take a little bit different take on it and then kind of maybe release it. We're going to strip it back a little bit and just kind of keep it a little bit bare bones. And so it's called First Time Again.
Let's hear it.
All right. I'll roll
Chris
for you guys.
Kizzia.
mention of your name That's all it takes. And my heart re-breaks, and my whole world shakes. In this flashback driveway, pouring rain, nothing I can do, nothing I can say to slow you down. And right now, it's like the first time watching you walk away. I'm begging, baby, please just stay. Feeling every second of the clock tick by on an endless night. The first time seeing you with someone new, dying inside, try to play it cool. It don't matter how long it's been, I'm always missing you for the first time again. Yeah. It could start with an old song, feeling it come on. It could be at a party, seeing everybody. And I'm right back, wishing you were right back here, wishing the missing you would just disappear, but it don't, and I won't. And baby, here I go. It's like the first time watching you walk away. I'm begging, baby, please just stay. Feeling every second of the clock tick by on an endless night. The first time seeing you with someone new, dying inside, try to play it cool. It don't matter how long it's been, I'm always missing you for the first time again. It don't add up, it don't get better. Hell, it just might last forever. But it all takes me back to the first time watching you walk away. I'm begging, baby, please just stay. Feeling every second of the clock tick by on an endless night. The first time seeing you with someone new, dying inside, try to play it cool. It don't matter how long it's been, I'm always missing you for the first time again. Yeah. The first time again. Yeah. The first time again. The first time again.
Wow, Chris Kizzia, and that is the first time again. That is, you're right, that is a deep cut.
Yeah.
But that's a good one. I really like that. Talk a little bit about, what were your influences? What did you grow up listening to? And
Yeah, I grew up listening to all the old time swooners, My dad played Ronnie Milsap records all the time. That was his favorite.
I could listen to him all day, every day.
Yep.
And twice on Sunday, as they say.
Yeah, and then growing up, I had Garth and John Michael Montgomery, Alan Jackson, and then moving into I'm a big Jason Aldean fan, and then Chris Stapleton showed up on the scene, and I was like, oh man, there goes my dream of ever winning male vocalist of the year.
He's tough to beat.
Yeah.
He's tough to beat. Oklahoma, though, is just kind of a hotbed of artists, isn't it? It's amazing. You got Carrie and Blake and Reba and who else?
Especially, even in the Tulsa area, if you want to if you want to just think about that, Zach Bryan's from the area. There's a guy named Wyatt Flores who's pretty hot right now, and then it's kind of that Oklahoma country. They call it Oklahoma country style, and so there's a lot of people. You mentioned Carrie and Reba and Blake, and there's just so many. Garth and like.
Is the music scene pretty hot around the Tulsa? Is that kind of where it is? Kind of like San Antonio in Texas?
It's kind of a hidden gem that a lot of people don't know about because it's just kind of, it's Oklahoma, it's fine. But the Tulsa area has some really good music, and not just country, everything.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. Let's talk a little bit about you got your first single, Turn the Night On. We'll hear that coming up here in just a little bit. But kind of talk about what's the theme of the album coming out.
Yeah. So it turns out that a lot of it that when we're writing and pitching songs, a lot of it is just kind of just about hometown stuff. I've got a song called "Remember the Way," which just talks about growing up with your girlfriend, and it's just all about different love lives and stuff like that. So yeah,
that's awesome, man. You got something else you want to do?
Yeah, I'd love to, but before I do anything, I'm gonna get in trouble if I don't say this.
Say it.
Today's my mom's birthday.
Oh, hello, mother.
And so,
what'd you call her? Do you call her Mama?
I call her Mama.
Mama.
Yeah. Hopefully I think she's listening, but if she is listening, happy birthday, Mom.
Yeah, so, absolutely. That's
39 and holding.
Yep, so, you scored points there. You're good. You got in the plus side. You're not on the negative side there, but happy birthday. And I'll even add her to our birthday club. I do at 4:45 today too.
Well, there you go.
We'll add that too.
All right.
So,
I appreciate that.
What do you want to do?
So I'll do. So I'm going to do a song called "Where I Want to Be," and this one will actually be the third release, probably sometime in late August, early September.
Nice.
So we're kind of finishing up some of the touches on this one, and so I think I'm really happy. I'm really proud of this one. As far as I know, that whenever you're releasing songs and when you're looking at songs, you have a group of people who weigh in, and you're like, I can't just be selfish all the time and go, well, I like this one, so I'm gonna do that one.
Yeah.
But selfishly, Where I Want to Be is probably my favorite one that we have right now.
That's awesome.
And so I think it's going to be really good.
Well, I think we would love to hear that. This is Chris Kizzia, and take a rainbow.
Now, did I say Where I Want to Be, or did I say Remember the Way?
Remember the Way. Or no, Where I Want to Be is what you said.
I wanted to make for a second there. I got confused. Like, did I say the wrong one?
No, I think that's it.
Yeah, Where I Want to Be. Yeah. I could rather be somewhere on the beach, sipping margaritas, putting needles in some tattoo ink. Or I could go somewhere where it's cold, get Rocky Mountain higher, spend some time where the green grass grows. Big Sky's got them stars, Nashville's got them bars, nowhere ain't too far, 'cause where I wanna be these days is anywhere you say you wanna tap them brakes. Let's leave right now, as far as we can get, northwest, east, south. We can take off running, do some freight train jumping, sail away and chase the sunset down. 'Cause where I wanna be is anywhere you say, with you next to me is where I wanna be these days. I could be alone, somewhere on my own, just blowing in the wind, but in the end that'd just feel wrong. There ain't no postcard picture I could wind up in and do it justice. I'm already where I wanna be these days. Is anywhere you say you wanna tap them brakes. Let's leave right now, As far as we can get, northwest, east, south. We can take off, run and do some freight train jumping, sail away and chase the sunset down. It's where I wanna be, is anywhere you say. With you next to me is where I wanna be these days. Go pick a place you wanna settle down, 'cause I already figured out where I wanna be these days. Anyway you say you wanna tap, embrace, let's leave right now. As far as we can get, northwest, east, south. We can take off running, do some freight train jumping, sail away and chase the sunset down. 'Cause where I wanna be is anywhere you say. And with you next to me is where I wanna be these days. Where I wanna be these days.
Chris Kizzia, and Where I Want to Be. I like that, man. That's a good one too. Hey, are you getting out and playing around, or?
Yeah. I've got some dates that we're doing at the end of this month. A couple in Kansas and Iowa, and then one back in Oologah around Tulsa. And then we're working on stuff for the fall, trying to get things booked. But a lot of my time right now I'm spending out hanging out with people like you, hanging out on the radio and trying to get the word out about the single and stuff like that. So,
Takes work, doesn't it?
Yeah. It does, you know. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work.
I get it, and but I mean, it's just part of what you need to do, especially when you're really kind of getting started.
Yeah, especially from an unknown, like independent artist like myself. I don't have a label that's really, backing me as far as, hey, I do have a team that's helping that you have to have. I've found out you just can't do it by yourself. So I'm really grateful for all the people back home, my team, my promotion team, marketing team, my manager, and then just my family back home. My wife's the best, letting me come out here and do this. And if my kids are listening, make sure you do what your mama says.
Yeah, my mama.
But they're awesome. They're some of my biggest fans. They love to talk to their friends about their dad and like sharing, hey, this is my dad's new song. You need to look at this. So I haven't like totally like went over to the uncool part yet. So
That's coming.
As far as dad, but I'm sure it's on the way.
Dad jokes. You got your dad jokes. Right?
Oh yeah.
You got to throw those in every once in a while.
And those don't just like, it's not something that you study for or like
They
prepare
come to
for.
you.
It just happens.
That's exactly right. How old are your kids?
My kids range from 19 to 14, so they're old enough to understand what dad's doing, and I think that's cool because I want them to be able to at some point whenever they're older, and I don't want them to ever be like, well, I can't do that because I'm doing this. I want them to see like, well, dad went after something that he wanted to do for a long time, so we can do the same thing.
Oh, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
I got a thing before we let you go out of here. 5 Z100 rapid fire questions.
Okay.
Weirdest thing you've autographed?
Weirdest thing I've autographed? A foot.
Really?
Yeah.
So they could get a tat?
I have no idea.
Oh.
I think it was just something weird somebody wanted to do.
Yeah. Well, it's weird. Go-to snack from a gas station when you're on the road?
Healthy snack, beef jerky. If I'm going to do something sweet, I actually like the strawberry Mentos.
Ooh, those are good.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not a musician, what are you? I think I know the answer to this.
If I'm not a musician, then I'm probably doing construction with my brother and my dad.
Yeah, that's what I thought you were going to say. And they are there in Oklahoma, right there? That's awesome. What is an artist or a song that nobody would guess that you're a fan of?
Oh, okay. Well, I guess it can't be a country song then, because I need to go outside. I love rock and roll too. So I'm a big Foo Fighters fan.
Oh.
I love Foo Fighters. So "Learn to Fly" by Foo Fighters, which is kind of off of one of their early albums. It's such a great song. I feel like that would be a great cover from a country artist at some point. Also, too, one of my all-time favorite songs is "One Headlight" by the Wallflowers.
The Wallflowers,
which is if you didn't catch the last tune that I played, "Where I Want to Be," it kind of had a little bit of that feel.
You're right.
And that's why I fell in love with it so much. I was like, oh, that's almost a little bit like that. I need to do that. But anyway, that also would be a great country cover too.
You need to keep that in mind.
I've got them all up here in my head.
You got to keep that in mind. What's the worst gig that you've played? And worst is however you want to define it. And I'm not asking for a specific name.
Yeah.
Everybody's got a story though.
Sure. Oh man, I right off the top of my head, I'm trying to think. I played so many. Back in college, I was in a worship band, and so we traveled around to different churches or whatever. And so we always had a rule that whenever a youth pastor would tell us, "Hey, there's going to be so and so many people here," you would always divide that by 10. And that's how many people actually would show up. And so I mean, we went down and played some small town in Oklahoma down south. I can't even remember the name. Starts with a W. And I think it was in a park. It was in a parking lot. There was no stage. And so we brought our own sound system, and we asked for power, and they're like, well, we have this one plug right here on the side of the church. And so we're plugging in everything into this one outlet. Like, we're daisy chaining all these power strips, and I'm sure, I mean, definitely not fire code material. And so it was bad. There was like 5 kids there, you know. I mean, he told us there was going to be like 200. There was like 5. Yeah. And the power kept tripping, you know, every 1.5 songs it would trip, stop. It was bad.
That's how it goes. That's good. Well, you passed the rapid fire. You did good. Let's talk a little bit about your new one, "Turn the Night On," and where it came from. And
so it's a really cool story because I mentioned earlier, we were talking off the air, that it's an Ashley Gorley record. And so whenever my team pitched it to me, they kept telling me it's an Ashley Gorley record. And I wasn't like, I didn't know who he was. I thought they were talking about a girl. But I did just some research afterwards and found out, in fact, he is a guy. And he's one of the most prolific songwriters of the last 15 years. I mean, he has, I think it was like over 80 number 1 hits that he's written. And so it was just it was kind of luck. You got to have some luck in the business a little bit too. And then we're just blessed to be able to have this record and to cut it. And it just turned out super great. Really, really proud of it too, because other than the vocals, which I did in LA, everything else was done in-house in Tulsa at my manager's studio. And so by Tulsa musicians and everything. And so we're really proud that it's kind of a homegrown record.
That's awesome. It's a great song. It's called "Turn the Night On." Thank you for coming by.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
It's been a pleasure. We're going to keep an eye on you and wait for the new stuff and try to keep you out of trouble with your manager until then and everything. Yes. So, no, appreciate you coming in and spending a few minutes with us, and be careful wherever you're heading down the road.
I will. Thank you.
Here's Chris Kizzia. This is called "Turn the Night On." This is your Z100 Radio Roadhouse here on New Country Z100. No. And I get it. It's all good.
95 straight out of park, yeah, you're the neon light outside that college bar. You're a ball drop in Times Square. Soon as you get anywhere, you turn the night on. Make the moon and the stars in the sky all turn their brights on. Everybody's up on the wall and you're the right song playing. You move and the room starts shaking. The party crowd all spins around. start flying around.